We are working on GMetrix Access 2016, practice exam number 2. We are looking at the third project called Dive Show. The first task tells us that we're going to add a rule to the track field of this session schedule table that ensures data contained in the field is either null or a track that is marketing, operations, or sales. And it tells us that if the value entered is anything else, it needs to display the message the track must be marketing, operations, or sales. And then it tells us to save our changes. The first thing we're going to do is click Enable Content if that's visible on your screen. We're going to go ahead and open up our session schedule. From here, we're going to go ahead and highlight the track field. We're going to go to the Table Tools Fields tab here at the top. And in our Field Validation group, we're going to go ahead and click Validation dropdown. And we're going to select Field Validation Rule. In this section, we're going to type in equals marketing or operations or sales. We'll click OK. Now we're going to go back to the Field Validations group, click the Validation dropdown again, and we're going to select Field Validation Message. And in this section, we're going to type this sentence here. We'll click OK. And we'll click Mark Completed. Task 2 wants us to add a caption location to the field called Room, found on our Session Schedules table. Let's go to the Design view, so we'll change this here. We'll select Room. And in our Field Properties, in the Caption section, we're going to go ahead and type in Location. We'll hit Enter, and we'll click Mark Completed. Task 3 wants us to change the field size to 3 characters for the room field. So we still have room selected. What we're looking for is field size. We're going to change that from 255 to 3. We'll hit Enter to set that, and we'll click Mark Completed. Task 4 tells us in the session schedule table to set the default value of the registered required field to yes for all new records. What we'll want to do is click here in the registration required. In this section, we want to change our default value from no to yes. We'll hit Enter to set that text, and we'll click Mark Completed. Task 5 wants us to create a query from the session schedule table that displays only the first session title for each title on each day. The session times should be listed as records and the days as fields. It tells us not to include row sums, and it tells us to name the query Session Highlights, and then it says running the query is optional. Let's go ahead and close out of this session schedule table. We'll go ahead and save the changes. We'll click Yes here. We want to go to the Create tab here at the top. We're going to go ahead and select Query Wizard. We're going to select Cross Tab Query Wizard. We'll click OK. We want to make sure our session schedule table is selected. It's the only one. But we do also want to check that the view is tables. We'll select Next. For this section, we want to select Time. We'll move that over. We'll click Next. For this section, we want to select Day. We'll also click Next. For our question, it tells us that we want to do Session Title, and we want to select First here. And then it also tells us not to include the row sum, so we'll uncheck this box, and we'll click Next. And we want to call this query Session Highlights. And we'll click Finish. We'll click Mark Complete.